Even a mujrim, a criminal, has a lot of respect for a man who prays 5 times a day. He may not pray 5 times a day himself, but when he sees a man who fears Allah, someone who prays 5 times a day, someone who reads Qur'an, he gives him respect. That's why you find a mujrim, a criminal, has a different composure altogether when he meets an imam, or he meets a man he thinks fears Allah. When he is in his presence, he gives him a lot of respect. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. He will insult and do bad things with his fellow mujrimeen. But when he comes in the company of the righteous people, he has respect for them. That is what happens when you fear Allah. When your wife sees you praying 5 times a day, when your wife sees you waking up in the night to offer salah, when your wife sees you reading Quran, when your wife sees you following the hudud of Allah, she begins to develop a certain respect for you because of the respect that you have for Allah, and you don't need to ask for respect. You don't need to ask her to respect you. Every wife respects a husband who prays 5 times a day. Every wife respects a husband who fears Allah. Every wife respects a husband who reads Quran. Even a kafir wife is going to begin wondering. She's not a Muslim, but she begins to wonder, this man, all Muslims go to the mosque 5 times a day to pray, but why does this one sit in the home and watch television instead? She begins to wonder. His friends are praying 5 times a day. He says he's a Muslim. His friends are following what Islam commands, and he's here seated in the home. She begins to lose respect for you. She thinks he is not committed to his religion after all. The majority of us have fallen into a tricky trap that has caused our wives not to respect us at all, and at the end of the day we come to the imams and ask the imams to speak to our wives in order for our wives to give us respect. You sit side by side in the home and listen to music together. How's she going to respect you? She cannot respect you. At the end of the day, she knows you're a useless man. If you can sit in the home with her and listen to music together, she thinks, well, he's not worth respecting. Do you respect the people you smoke with? Never. If you smoke together and you drink together and you insult together and someone asks you to give them respect, you give them respect? You can't give them respect. Why? Say, after all, we all smoke together. We all drink together. We all insult together. We all make zina together. You know them to be birds of a feather, so there is no need to respect them. When you're smoking and you meet a fellow smoker, do you throw away your cigarette? There's no need. When you're drinking and you meet a fellow drinker, do you need to hide your bottle of wine? There's no need. He drinks too. When you're insulting and you meet a man who insults too, do you need to stop? There's no need to stop. He does it as well. But why do you throw away your cigarette when you see the imam or the muaddin? You throw it away very quickly. Assalamu alaikum. Why? Because you have respect for him. Why do you have respect for him? Because he asked you to respect him? No, because he doesn't do what you do. That's why you respect him. Why do you have to hide when you see an imam and you are in a situation that's compromised? You have to hide because you respect him. Why do you respect him? Because he asked for respect? No, because he doesn't do what you do. So if we want peace, tranquility, and respect to reign in our homes, we are not going to behave the way our wives are behaving. We have to show them a good example, show them the lofty manners, and automatically they will begin to respect us. Buy her BMW, Benz, whatever if you like. At the end of the day, she will simply say, you've never done anything for me in my life. Women are like that. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, وَتَكْفُرُنَ الْعَشِيرِ. Material things they don't appreciate. You can give them the world. At the end of the day, they will say, you are not a man. You've never done anything for me. I've seen a lot of people complain, say, I've done everything for my wife. And today she challenged me, saying, tell me everything you've done for me. Write it down so I can pay you back. My wife told me that. She said, write down everything you ever did for me, and I'm going to pay you back. And obviously, poor guy can't remember what he did for her. There is so much that we do for our wives. You cannot remember. But such challenges are there. Have you ever done anything for me in my life? There is something that you can do for her, something she will appreciate all the time, something for which she's going to give you respect, something for which she will never stand up and challenge you. Teach her Islam, teach her Quran, teach her manners. You will have given her something to be proud of, something she will never ever disrespect you for. For material things, remember, and I'm giving you a promise, one day, if you don't teach her Islam, one day she's going to disrespect you. Material is not enough. This is the life which brought happiness to the companions of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Their wives were content. Their wives were content. They could go 3 days, 4 days, sometimes a week, without food in the house, nothing to cook. And yet they gave their husbands 100% respect. For what reason? They never insulted their husbands for not bringing food to the home. They respected them because they knew their husbands brought something greater into the home, which is the deen of Allah. They respected their husbands because they knew they were much greater than the provision of food and so on. That was the last thing on their minds. Today, if you don't bring bread for 2 days or 3 days, your wife is going to insult you. If there is no food in the home for 2 days or 3 days, your wife is going to insult you. We're not given any respect. Why? Because we haven't given them anything to respect. A wife has to be a good wife in order for you to give her respect. A wife has to pray 5 times a day. A wife has to be attached to her deen. It is difficult to be aggressive to a woman who fears Allah. A woman who prays 5 times a day, a woman who recites Quran, even if she makes mistakes in other things, you're able to overlook them because you respect her for her deen, her religion. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned reasons for which a woman can be married. But it says, فَاظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ. Go for the one who has religion. If you don't do that, you're a loser. A woman with deen is everything because she brings happiness into your home. She brings happiness into the family. The 5 times salah, the recitation of the Quran, it brings tranquility in the home, much more tranquility than any phone in the world would bring in the home. Not television, not whatever. That never brings tranquility in the home. If anything,